Hello friends, so we will try to solve this SQL query. So it says that find users who accessed and updated to Prime within 30 days of joining, and we are given these two tables. So the first table is user subs, which is user subscription. So this is the user subscription table in which you can see user IDs, name of the user, and the date on which they joined the OTT platform. Okay, and then we have this second table, user events, which says that what event did they performed on which date. So if we see this user ID 1, the type is P and the access date is this date. So this P means they switched their account or they promoted their account to Prime membership from the normal membership. So this join date is the date on which they joined a normal account, and this P means they switched to premium account on this date. So if we take the case of user ID 1, he joined on 14th May and he switched to Prime membership on 1st of June. And similarly for user ID 2, he joined on 14th of May, then he accessed the same account which he joined on 14th on 2nd of June, and then switched to Prime on 12th of June. And then similarly for 3, 4 and 5. So we cannot see records for 4, 5, 6, 7 because they did not switch to Prime membership. Now what we have to do, we have to see that who accessed and updated to Prime within 30 days of joining. So this means that we have to find those users who joined on some date, and then within 30 days they first accessed their initial account which was non-Prime, and then they switched to Prime, and both these events happened within 30 days of joining. So in this case, if you see, user ID 1 will not be our candidate in the output because he directly switched to Prime. We cannot see that this user is accessing his normal account first. But if we see the example of user ID 2, he joined on 14th May, then within 30 days he first accessed his music account which is the normal account, and then on 12th of June he switched to Prime. So both of these events are happening within 30 days of joining. Then again for 3, we will see that he accessed Prime more than 30 days, after more than 30 days. So this user will not come because we have two events. He accessed it, then switched to Prime, but he again removed his Prime account and then again joined. So we have to see this date also. So in this case, user ID 3 will not be present in our output, and 1 will not be present in our output. Only user ID 2 will be there. So let us write the query for that. So you can see that we have to perform some operation using join date, and for each user ID we have to take both these dates, where type is music as well as where type is P. So let's see how we can do this thing. So I'm just using select star from, say I will use user subscriptions and I will name it as U. Okay, so I am not taking all the columns, so let's say I'm taking U dot user ID. Okay, U dot name, U dot join date. Okay, so I have taken these 3 columns from first table, and then I have to perform a join on inner join user events, and let's name it as E. So now I will put E dot access date. Okay, but I need both these, so I need this date separately, where the type is music and where the type is P. So I need these two dates as a separate date. For me, for user ID 2, these two dates are separate dates, so I cannot take any one access date. I need both the dates separately. So here what we have to do, just have a look. Instead of typing it as E, I will just put E1 on, I will join on U dot user ID equal to, sorry, not user ID equal to E1 dot user ID, and I will put it as E1 dot type equal to music. So here this date, this will become my e1 dot access date as normal access date, and then I need prime access date also, or date on which the prime account was switched. So I will put one more inner join. The first table will be same, which is our user subs, and I am putting join on the same table. I will alias as e2 on u dot user id, it will remain same. e2 dot user id, this will also remain same, but now the type will become as p. P. Okay, so let me put this as e2 dot access date as prime date. Okay, so now let me run this and then it will be clear. Access date. Okay, so these two are our source tables. This is just the user details. Okay, and then this was our table in which we have the dates of normal account access and switching to prime. So now you can see here, okay, instead of inner join, let me use left join so that all the records will come from left table. Okay, so now if you see user id 1, so these three columns are coming here. Then our first normal access date, which says that the type is music, but you can see that for user id there is no entry for type music, so this normal access date is null, and then this prime date is 1st of June. Then for user id 2 we can see that there are both the dates. For music the access date is 6/2 and for prime it is 12/6, and similarly for user id 3 also. And for 4, 5, 6, 7 we don't have any data here, so these are coming as null. Okay, so now this is our first initial data on which we have to perform some difference operation, like what is the difference between these events. Okay, so now we have these dates. Now what we have to do, we have to see that the difference between normal access date and join date is less than 30 days, as well as the difference between prime date and join date is also less than 30 days. So difference between these two should be less than equal to 30 days, and difference between these two should be less than equal to 30 days. Only then we can say that that is our ideal candidate. So over this query, what we will do, we will just see select star, and then I am using date part. I have to use day. So what I will do, I will just find the difference. Okay, so this first I will find the difference between join date and normal access date. Okay, then so not date part, it will be date difference. So I am finding the difference between these two dates, and difference will be in days. Then again date diff day join date minus, now it will be prime date. Okay, so I will just put this as access difference. So the difference of normal account difference prime join difference from CT. Okay, so now you can see for this one, this normal access date is null, so this difference is null. For record number 2, we can see that the normal account access is 19 days, prime join difference is 29 days. So this seems to be our perfect candidate. Both these values are less than 30. For 3, it is always more than 30 days, so this won't come in our output. Okay, and similarly if we see all these account for 4, 5, 6, 7, there is no data. So now what we have to do, we have to just put a simple close. I will directly use this instead of creating another city, where less than equal to 30 and this is also less than equal to 30. So now if you see, only user ID 2 is coming. Okay, so this is our user ID who joined on some date and accessed the normal account and then switched to prime account within 30 days of joining. Okay, so now here we don't need all this. So instead of select star, what we can do, select user ID name. Okay, and these are just normal calculations which are not needed. So just user ID and name. So this is our output. So thanks for watching, and please suggest if you have any other way of doing this. Thank you.